Now that you've completed your resume, the next step in the process is to market your resume. There are many different opportunities of different resources that you can use to market your resume. Here are a list of 10 different areas or different resources that you can use to market your resume. Now, this isn't an all inclusive list, and there are certainly many different places that you can advertise and post your resume. I listed some of the items here that aren't necessarily really popular but are becoming more popular. Some of the ones that you may or may not already be aware of that aren't on this list are CareerBuilder, Monster.com. There's different other local city sites that you could use on Yahoo Jobs, Hot Jobs. There are many different resources that you can use to post your resume on. And this is something that will be very beneficial for you to do because then you'll have the opportunity to have recruiters search for your resume and find you versus you having to find them. One on here that I do want to take note of is the second one that's listed, which is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional network, and I believe it's a very helpful and useful resource. There are jobs that are posted on there. This will help you to link into any other professionals that you may have known through previous jobs or organizations or education that you have been involved in. And the nice thing about this is this will allow you to then connect with other people who may know somebody else who is hiring for a particular job. This also gives you the opportunity to receive references from previous employers, coworkers, friends, family members, or just people that you've worked with in general. And it's a really beneficial tool to use to help you link in to other people. So for example, if I have a previous employer that I've worked at, and 10 of those people who worked at ABC company join LinkedIn, and I invite them to link in with me, then now I'm connected to those 10 people. Well, obviously, those 10 people know 10 other people as well. And so if I have a friend named Mary that I worked with, and she also worked at a company XYZ, and they know somebody who is now hiring for a job, I can ask Mary to refer me to Jack, who's actually seeking somebody at his company for a skill that I have. And so this is a nice way to link in. It's not anything like a Facebook or a MySpace. It's a professional network, and it is limited to that. And they also have job postings on there as well. So I would encourage you to get on LinkedIn as soon as possible and really link in with other professionals, and you'll be amazed on how many people you know and how many people can actually refer you to other prospective employers. Again, all of these other different references listed here, I would encourage you to check them out and use them as you feel appropriate. It doesn't necessarily mean that you want to post your resume every single location, because obviously you don't want to look like you're desperate for employment. I would use definitely discretion, but do some research. But if I would recommend no others, I would look into LinkedIn. And then as we've talked about the different visual resumes or online resumes, I would use the visual CV as well as an opportunity to post your resume online. For marketing your resume, there's probably 3 different areas that I would categorize that you would want to make sure that you address. And we'll talk more about this in their next course of the job search process, but I did want to highlight it and discuss it a little bit here. So we have the internet. We've talked a little bit about that already as far as different job posting sites. You want to make sure that you've done that. You can do a search engine research on the internet and Google in the particular job that you're looking for in the particular city, and you'll be amazed because of the way different search engines like Google are. You may be able to find something. So let's say you're looking for a customer service representative position in San Diego, California. You could Google that, and you might be surprised that you'll find particular job postings within that search engine. Company websites. Go to the company website directly. So if you know there's a particular company either in your neighborhood or nearby or no matter where it's at, you have a particular company that you want to work for, go to their website and see what their job postings are and submit your resume for it. Different community websites. There's different community websites that are available that you can post your resumes on, such as Craigslist or different places like that. So I would encourage you to do an easy internet search. Again, use your discretion. You don't want to post your resume everywhere. Networking. Networking online, as I mentioned earlier, LinkedIn is a great networking tool. There are other items such as Plaxo and other areas that you can network online. I'd also look specific to, as far as this kind of ties in together, online and organizations, based on your career field. There are things that are in your industry, such as if you were in the HR area, there's an organization called SHRM, SHRM, and those are for a network for HR professionals. Within your particular career field, there's probably many different specialized networks. And if you're not sure, then get on a search engine and kind of look and see what else is available out there. Many of those organizations allow you to post your resume on their website. So that's something you want to look into as well. Job fairs can be very helpful, so you want to keep in mind what are different job fairs that are available out there. Nowadays, they even have online job fairs, so it's not even just a job fair in person, but you may want to Google and look and see what job fairs are available out there that you could participate in, whether it be online or in person. And then, of course, networking with people. Let other people know that you are searching for employment. Take your resume and email it out to different friends. I've seen people do this and obtain employment before by just talking with different individuals and saying, hey, you know what, I'm looking for work. Can you help me if you know anybody who is looking for this type of skill? And then I wouldn't take for granted employment agencies. Your government employment agencies, such as your job services, can be very helpful in obtaining employment. There may be many postings that are on there you're not even aware of. And a lot of these, you can even find those postings online as well to begin to see if that's something you even want to move towards. Industry specific, there may be some industry specific employment agencies that could assist you based on the career field that you're seeking. Temporary agencies, I would definitely look into temporary agencies. There's many times, and especially nowadays, that companies are using temp agencies in this type of economy to help them find temporary workers. Now, you may be thinking, well, I don't want a temporary job. Well, oftentimes a temporary job can kind of get your foot in the door to therefore lead into a full-time career. And that's something you may want to consider, is applying with different temporary agencies. And look, check with other people. You don't want to just apply with everybody and everything. You want to see, what are some of the agencies that I want to work with and that I feel would really help me find the employment that I need versus just putting me in something that I'm not really looking for. You may consider a headhunter or somebody who can specifically help you and find employment, although I think with all the resources online, I don't know that I would necessarily pay anyone to help me find a job, and most people probably aren't in the position of being able to do that. However, if you are at the senior executive level, that may be something that you want to consider. School and career centers. You don't want to take this for granted. Even if you have already graduated, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, you want to keep in mind that many career service centers will help out alumni. And so you want to go back there and kind of look and see, okay, what are some of the postings that they have available and what is it that they could assist me with? Because they may have access to many different resources that you may not be aware of otherwise. So I wouldn't limit myself. I would look into many of these different areas as possible when searching for employment, and then use some discretion to kind of determine, okay, is this a resource that I want to work with, or is this a resource that I don't feel comfortable with? And then go from there. But this will help you significantly in taking your resume into the next step of marketing it and finding that somebody to be able to look at it. Think of it this way. When we talked about brochures, this is your way of taking your brochure and passing it out to everybody, to those target audiences.